Ukunda village, settled between lush green hills and sparkling rivers, was a place of simple beauty and harmonious living. Among its residents was Amara, the radiant daughter of Patrick and Lydia. From a young age, Amara's beauty was a topic of admiration and envy among the villagers. Her luminous skin, flowing hair, and kind eyes captured the hearts of many, making her a beloved figure in Ukunda. Suitors from all corners of the village and beyond would come, bearing gifts and pleas for her hand in marriage. But Amara, wise beyond her years, knew that marriage was a sacred bond not to be rushed. She waited patiently, enjoying her youth and the love of her family, until the time was right. When the time finally came for Amara to consider marriage, the suitors lined up in flock. Each man presented his case, boasting of his wealth, strength, or kindness, hoping to win her favor. Among them was Simon, a handsome and charming young man whose presence was as magnetic as Amara's own. Simon seemed to embody everything Amara desired: intelligence, a sense of humor, and a deep understanding of the world around them. His courtship was gentle and respectful, and over time, Amara found herself drawn to his warmth and charisma. Her parents, too, approved of Simon, seeing in him a worthy match for their precious daughter. The day of Amara and Simon's wedding was a grand celebration. The entire village gathered to witness the union of two of its most admired members. Flowers adorned every corner, and the air was filled with music and laughter. As Amara walked down the aisle, her heart swelled with joy and anticipation. Simon, standing at the altar, looked at her with such genuine affection that Amara felt any lingering doubts melt away. They exchanged vows, promising to love and cherish each other for all their days. The ceremony was followed by a feast, where the villagers danced and celebrated long into the night. In the early days of their marriage, Amara and Simon lived in a state of bliss. They shared their dreams, supported each other's endeavors, and built a home filled with love. But as time went on, strange things began to happen. Amara would find scales in their bed, and Simon's skin felt oddly cool to the touch, especially during the night. She dismissed these oddities, attributing them to overwork or stress. One night, while Simon was asleep, Amara woke to an unearthly hissing sound. Her curiosity awakened. She lit a candle and turned to her husband. To her utter shock, where Simon once lay was now a large, coiled snake, its scales shimmering in the dim light. Fear gripped her heart, but she couldn't bring herself to believe her eyes. The next morning, Simon was himself again, unaware of the night's events. Amara, determined to uncover the truth, sought the wisdom of the village elder, Nia, a woman known for her knowledge of ancient stories and magic. Nia listened carefully to Amara's story and nodded knowingly. Simon is under a powerful curse, Nia explained. By day, he is a man, but by night, he transforms into a snake. This curse was placed upon him long ago, and only true love can break it. Amara's heart ached for Simon. Despite the shock and fear, her love for him remained steadfast. She resolved to help him, no matter the cost. With Nia's guidance, Amara embarked on a journey to find a cure. She ventured into the deepest parts of the forest, seeking rare herbs and mystical ingredients. She endured trials and faced her deepest fears, all in the name of love. Upon her return, Nia prepared a potion from the gathered ingredients. Amara was instructed to give it to Simon at the stroke of midnight, when his transformation was complete. As the hour approached, Amara's hands trembled, but her resolve was unwavering. When Simon transformed into the snake, Amara gently approached him, her love overpowering her fear. She administered the potion, and as it took effect, the snake began to wriggle and shimmer. The snake aggressively turned to Amara and said with a loud hiss, "Hey, what are you doing, Amara?" Amara couldn't believe her eyes or ears. She jumped out of the bed and ran into the darkness of the night. The next day she went back to Nia and told her the events of the previous night. Nia was shocked. She sought ancestral approval, and once done she told Amara what she could not believe. "Amara, the only way to save your husband is by allowing him to sleep with a virgin." Amara, heartbroken, could not refuse this quest. She went about in the village to look for a virgin. Her eyes settled on Kesha, a beautiful girl who was yet to be touched by any man. They had to come up with a plan before going to her husband's house, since he was unaware of what was happening. Night came and Kesha sneaked into the bed and made love with Simon. He turned into a snake once more, and like magic, the scales gave way to skin, and Simon emerged, human once more. Simon, free from his curse, looked at Amara with tears of gratitude. He explained how he had been cursed by a jealous rival in his youth, doomed to live a double life. Amara embraced him, her love and determination having triumphed over the dark magic. The village of Ukunda celebrated the news of Simon's transformation, hailing Amara as a heroine. One day as Simon was walking in the village, he heard whispers of how he had to sleep with a virgin for him to be freed of his curse. When he arrived home he called Amara with an angry voice. "Amara, you are a selfish woman. How could you do this to me?" Amara tried to explain, but Simon heard none of it. "Bring that woman to me, I will marry her." Amara could not believe her ears. She stormed out of the house with tears rolling down her cheeks. On meeting Kesha, she told her what Simon said, and Kesha agreed to marry him. The wedding was celebrated, and the people went back to their homes. When Kesha and Amara started living together, Kesha started being rude to Amara, telling her of how she could not save Simon without her help. This hurt Amara, and she decided to tell Simon of it. To her surprise, Simon heard none of it and instead called her a jealous woman. This went on for some time. Amara couldn't take it anymore. She decided to go back to her father's house. News spread of Kesha's pregnancy, but when it was time for her to give birth, she gave birth to a snake. This shocked everyone, and Simon realized what he had done. He begged Amara for forgiveness, and Amara did not hesitate to forgive him. From that day forward, they lived in harmony, their home a symbol of the enduring power of love and resilience. Amara never regretted her choice, knowing that her love had not only saved Simon, but had also woven a tale of courage and devotion that would be told for generations to come.